Just hit him. Oh, come on.
Wasn't just me.
Wedding craft.
Right in
Fail.
All right, welcome everybody. Hello.
Hello.
This is not a traditional wedding. I am not a traditional minister. I'm an online minister. $15. Thank you all for coming to this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful spot. This is Indian territory. It's Wabanaki, Abenaki. A lot of different ways to pronounce that word. This area they called Wakahamet. Wakahamet. It has to do with the river, of course, and fishing. Upstream was the falls, and the salmon would come up the falls and get as far as the falls, and then the Indians would harvest them. Wakahamet means spirit-filled, because the Indians believed that the powers of the universe, like wind and rain and lightning and fire, had an actual physical presence in their lives. They weren't just notions. They had a role in their lives. And in some people they had much more important roles than in other people's lives. I believe those things too. The Abenakis were great storytellers. I can't hope to match their abilities. They had no written language, so they taught their young by telling stories, and within the story there was always a parable, a moral, a lesson to be learned. This today reminds me of one of their stories. The spirit of love was walking through these woods one day, as she did every day, and she had the ability to feel in her heart each time a new human being, each time their heart beat for the first time on its own. And each time that happened, she would smile as she walked. And she would just walk and wander and greet all the other spirits in the woods and smile and be always smiling because she was feeling these newborns coming into our family, the family of humans. One day, very close to here, she felt this tremendous feeling in her heart, something stronger than she had felt at any other time, so much so that she had to sit. She sat down by the bank of the river and just digested what had just happened to her. She couldn't put a name to it. But finally, after a little while, she realized that she had felt two special, I'm not going to get through this, two special hearts being born, hearts that were destined to be together. And the feeling was so powerful that she vowed at that moment that she would do everything that she could to get them together. She realized that she needed help, so she got all her other spirit friends together, wind and fire and sky, and said, will you help me? Will you help me make this happen? Will you help me keep my promise, my vow? And one by one she asked them. She asked Sky first. And Sky looked down and said, love, I can see these two hearts. I can see them clearly from where I am, from up here. They are so very, very far apart. Very far apart. When she looks up at the stars, he's still seeing sun. That's how far apart they are. I'm sorry, but there's nothing I can do. He lives on the edge of the land near the warm sea, and she lives on the edge of the land near the cold sea. I'm sorry, but there's nothing I can do. Are you sure that this is meant to be? And love said, yes. I feel this as strongly as I have ever felt anything in my life. This is meant to be. So love thanked Sky and said, thank you for coming. I next she talked to Wind and said, Wind, will you help me? And Wind said, Sky, around this boy, nothing but warm winds flow. Warm winds. Around this girl, the winds are often filled with snow and ice. There's nothing I can do. This is not going to happen. Are you sure this is meant to be? And Love said, yes. As sure as I have ever been about anything, I'm sure about this. This is meant to be. I understand. Thank you for coming. And she asked Fire. And Fire said, I am Fire. I am the heart and soul of family, community. I have been with each of their tribes. They have gathered around me for ceremonies, and I have listened. The songs of his tribe are not her songs. The songs of her tribe, the dances of her tribe, he will never learn. The languages take different paths. They'll never get to each other's ears. And Love said, Fire said, are you sure this was meant to be? And Love said, yes, as sure as I am with anything, this was meant to be. Thank you for coming. I understand. And Love's hope began to fade as each of her spirit friends told her that the differences in the distances were such that this could not happen. And as she was getting ready to leave, she heard a whisper. And it was water. Gentle, patient water. And Water said, and Love said, Water, I'm sorry, I almost missed you. You're so quiet. And Water said, I can help. And Love, not wanting to offend, but not believing that Water could do anything, said, Water, he lives on the edge of the cold sea. She lives on the edge of the cold sea. And he lives on the edge of the warm sea. And there is no river between them. How can you bring them together? And Water said, I won't bring them together. I won't join them. I will bring them both to me. And Love began to listen. And hope rose in her again. And Water said, I will pour myself into each of them. I will develop in them a love for me, a need to be near me. And over time, this will bring them together. Have faith, Love. Be patient. If I am anything, I am Water, I am patient. So, for years and years and years, each of these hearts, one on one side, one on the other, felt that need to be with Water, to be drawn to Water, to be around Water. Maybe it was subconscious, maybe they didn't understand why, but they were drawn and drawn and drawn to Water. On one day, she would be near Water. On the same day, he would be near Water, but in different places. Years and years and years of this happened. And again, Love began to be discouraged. But one day, they were both drawn to the same pond on the same day. And they met. And this is a true story, isn't it? And Love knew it, and Water knew it. Love put her hand on the surface of the water, sorry, I get it. And said,
You lose it, I lose it.
and said, Water, we've done it. Thank you for helping me keep my vow. And Water said, are you sure? And Love said, yes, I am sure. This is how I know. For years I have heard his heartbeat and her heartbeat, two heartbeats. Now I hear one. Do we have rings? Ah. This part I'm going to read. Do you, Victoria, take Jerry into your heart as your best friend and partner on the path of life? Do you, Jerry, take Victoria into your heart as your best friend and partner on this path of life?
I do.
Everyone ready? And with the power invested in me by Love and Water and the state of New Hampshire, ready? I now pronounce you man and wife. Picture time.
Okay, 1, 2.
Okay.
Dick, hold your own flowers.
Hold your own flowers. There we go. Look over.